Today we're here with Rick Brooks, and we're going to talk about Hashflair for newbies. Rick is just putting his big toe into the little cryptocurrency water. He's starting to get a taste. His lights are all glitter. I think he sees something. I'm not sure what it is. We'll let him talk. All right.
Maybe it was like my second or third toe.
Is it? Well, you can discuss that
Because
one.
those toes are still pretty big too.
Oh
So.
yeah, maybe three toes, huh? You're almost all in. So I'll send the Hashflair link. Uh, Everybody who is in Hashflair gets their own link. You cut and paste that into your web browser and hit enter, and then hopefully brings you up to the registration page. And I'm going to let Rick go ahead and fill in his data. And this is his first ever attempt at cryptocurrency. Hold on, Rick. I'm going to put you on speaker. And Rick, while you're filling out this survey, you can tell the people that are listening what you think, and just be honest and be yourself.
Sure. Well, I've known Mike for 60% of my life, so obviously there's a lot of developed trust. Mike has researched this better than I have, and he obviously thinks this is a good deal. Uh, from what research I've done, which is not nearly to the level that Mike has, but from what I've seen, it looks very interesting, and yeah, I think this is a good opportunity. And you want me to multitask?
Yes.
So yeah, I really can't realistically expect that Social Security is going to be around in 15, 20 years when I'm at that age. So I really am looking for ways to assure that I'll have something instead of relying on something else.
While you're filling that out, Rick, why don't you tell people about who you are, a little bit about your background, and where you came from?
Well, like I said, I've known Mike for about 60% of my life. We got to know each other in the Navy in the mid 80s. We were on our first ship together. Originally from the Midwest. Basically, my flight to boot camp was my first flight when I was 19. So then, didn't do a career like Mike did, but I did do about 10 years. And then I switched over to federal service in 1998 and have been doing that for the last, going on 20 years with with a couple of breaks here and there. Um, so
Yeah, you can write it down if you don't need to.
write that down.
Your password and username, unless you can remember it.
Oh, yeah, I can remember that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a machinist mate after all. So,
I know they're made for something.
a little friendly jab at the other side of the nuclear power program, the machinist mates, since Mike was an electronics tech and I was an electrician's mate. And yeah, so then did my first 4 years in Florida. Then I transferred to San Diego and was there for about 12 years between my active time and federal time. And I've now been in the DC area for 15 years, which feels like 15 centuries. And yes, I am close enough to the swamp that I am happily looking forward to the day when I'm no longer 30 miles south. And so that's the short synopsis.
Okay. All right, I'll take that back.
Already?
All right, Rick, thanks for that introduction. What we're going to do now is this is your Hashflair account. The first thing I'd want you to do is go down to where it says referrals, hit that tab, and then go to tools. And that brings up your link. So click on the link. Now that says new code.
Right there.
Yeah, right. And then if you were to copy and paste that to somebody else's browser, this would bring them to the page that you saw, except it would have your name instead of mine. Okay, so that's how you bring somebody in. You give them your link and they sign up. Okay, if you look in the left hand corner, it shows your email, right?
Right.
All right, now we want to buy some Hashflair, so I want you to go to buy.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And it'll show you what's available, and we're going to go SHA 256 because that's Bitcoin, so that's what we're buying. Okay, and your contracts are for 1 year, and we'll cover um, how to break that down and what the profit is yearly. So we're going to put in $100 today, Rick. I want you to go use the slider up there where it says 0 gigahertz.
Okay.
I want you to watch the US dollars here on the screen
Mm-hmm.
and go to about $95. 90, yeah, go a little lower. Yeah, $94. Let's do that. I don't want to run out of money and
Okay.
be short on you. But okay, what this indicates is the gigahertz that you're making. Okay, 430. We'll cover that, what that means in a minute. I want you to click on proceed. Okay, it comes up to the pay page. It's got all your information, your email, the date. It tells you how much. It tells you the address. It shows you the contract, the amount of terahertz that you're purchasing, the price in dollars. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want you to select payment method, and we're going to pay with Bitcoin BTC. Go ahead and click that.
As opposed to Boiler Tech.
Yeah, as
Cheap.
opposed to exactly. Scroll down on this page.
Okay.
What does it say? Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, I want you to check the box I confirm. Okay, then hit confirm again. Give it a minute to come up. Okay, this shows you how much you have to send and where you have to send it. Okay, this I want you to highlight and copy the address that's there. Go ahead and right click it and copy. Okay, or hit Control C. Minimize this window. Open up the Bitcoin wallet with a B on it. Yep. And I want you to go to send, and I want you to paste that address there.
Right here.
Yeah, hit Control C or Control V. Okay. Bring up the Google, and it's that one. Okay, you bring up your browser. It shows you how much you want to transfer. I want you to copy how much Bitcoin you're sending. Yep, no, just the numbers. Yep. Okay, go back to that. Yep, put in the amount.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, that's the amount you want to send.
Okay.
Hit send on the bottom left-hand corner. Go ahead and hit send. Give it a second. Okay. This is the time when you check that your correct amount and that the same address is the same address you put in. And if the address is correct and the amount's correct, you hit yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once you go back to Overview tab on the top left-hand corner, it shows you the balance is decreased by amount of 0.007.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can minimize that window.
Okay.
And what we're waiting for now is for them to acknowledge that you.
I made a transfer.
Yeah, scroll down at the bottom here. Okay. Let me have the mouse real quick. Okay. Well, it's been about 20 minutes. If you look at your Bitcoin wallet, Bitcoin Core wallet, you'll see this little circle filling in. You see a quarter of it's filled in right now. We'll double click our transaction, and it shows we now have 2 confirmations. So it's moving along just fine. Now let's look at our contract that we purchased. Here's the contract that we purchased with the wallet address and the amount. Let's check to see if we actually have any. We'll go to the dashboard. It says, congratulations, your first purchase was successful. Let's look, and here it is. You now are proud owner of your first half terahertz almost. So what does that mean in dollars? Well, this cost you $100. Is that right, Rick?
Yes.
Okay.
Or 95.
Right. All right. So let's find out what that means. I'm going to give you the control of the headset. Hold on.
It's better than control the remote for the TV.
Yeah, it's the only last thing I got control of. You know how the wives are. All right. We're going to figure out how much that turns out to be in a year. Okay. Now, you can go to this website, cryptocompare.com, and you can compare all kinds of cryptocurrencies. This particular contract we just purchased through Hashflair is 1 year long. I recommend Genesis Mining. You'll see some of my videos if you decide to watch them, but Genesis Mining has open contracts and they don't expire.
You said this one's for a year.
This one's for a year. So we're going to calculate what our profit will be for this year on your first purchase, okay? And you purchased, what was it, 44,
0.435.
give me the times 100. It was 435 gigahertz, right?
Right.
Okay, so you type in the gigahertz or the terahertz or whatever it may be, depending on the different coins. In this case, it's gigahertz or terahertz. We're looking at 435 gigahertz. Rick spent $100. So right now he's going to earn $23 a month. So how many months, Rick, will it be roughly?
4.
4 months and you'll break even. Is that correct? That's 4 months. So the other 6 months, you're going to
Other 8 months.
Other 8 months. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a good thing you're here. You are qualified. so,
Now that math I was able to do.
You are qualified. So basically, 8 months of money on your return. That's significant. You're looking at the bottom, the yearly value, if we just evaluate that roughly. It's going to be slightly less than that because you're going to take off a buck or two a week, for the maintenance fees. I'm not going to get into that right now, but basically, it's be close to this. Almost 3 times your money. And you get your return on your investment in 4 months. So where else can you get your return on your investment in anything in 4 months and just get money for the other 8 months? Nowhere. Okay, so my first recommendation is start purchasing contracts of Bitcoin in Hashflair and Genesis Mining. Okay, so we're going to cover just a couple of basic things, Rick. First of all, let's start off with how do you feel now that you're now 100% in cryptocurrencies?
If I were any peachier, I would be in Atlanta.
Well said, well said. All right, well, there it is. You are now in. A couple of things I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you one more time your referrals. You go to Tools. This is your link down here. When you copy and paste that into your web browser, when one of your friends decide they want to get in on the action, get a piece of the pie, they'll click that. You can send it to them via email, or they can cut and paste it up here, and it'll bring them to the same registration site you saw. You'll have this video. I think we're going to call it, what should we call this video, Rick? Rick's Ride? Ride Rick? Rick's Damned? What?
Well, Ride Rick, that might have other implications,
Yeah, yeah. Newbie?
Uh,
How about Hashflair for beginners? How's that? This is your opportunity to come up with a title. You have 60 seconds.
Hashflair for newbies who stick their second and third toe in.
How about Three Toe Rick? We'll come up with something. Okay. All right. You got any questions while we're still here talking together, Rick? What are your questions?
So now, as you said, so cut and paste, send that to someone who is interested in sticking their toe in the pie.
Yes.
Or the water, or,
Yeah.
or,
The lava.
Yeah, lava. Yeah. Yeah. So, so I send that to them.
Yep.
Now, if you bring someone on board, is there some residual that you accumulate if you bring someone in?
Yeah, there is some residual. I think there's 10%. Let me see if we can find out how much that is. Well, let me see. If we want to know how much the referrals are, we'll go to the frequently asked questions. Go down to the bottom. How does the referral program work? Let's look at it. right there. It says if you refer somebody, you get 10%. Okay.
Of their actual purchases.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't come out of your money. The Hashflair will give me a bonus of 10%, but it doesn't come out of your pay or your program. So that's a pretty good deal.
Cheaper than lawyers.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Cheaper than dentists.
A lot of things are cheaper than the lawyers and the dentists.
Cheaper than garage mechanics. Well, maybe not.
Well, yeah, they can be pretty expensive. All right, so that was your second question. Do you have any other questions that you'd like to know about Hashflair?
I think I'm good at the moment.
Okay. Well, we're next. We're gonna do a video on USI Tech, and Rick will get you set up with that. And for now, this is it for USI Tech. We showed how much you would make, and
289.
yeah, and that's just the beginning. We didn't cover reinvestment. Let's cover that real quick before we.
I'm on my way to becoming a robber baron.
You could be. Okay, so here is your Bitcoin balance. This balance will grow every day. It'll show in your little graph here in the chart, and this terahertz shows you. It'll show you tomorrow how much you make per day, per week. It's pretty close to what we saw on that website where we calculated your return on investment. What we're going to do now, you can reinvest. Right now it says do not reinvest. So as your balance grows, it will reinvest or it won't reinvest depending on what you do here.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and just put in reinvest.
If I want to hit reinvest, I'm going to pick whatever I am mining, and in this case it's SHA-256, which is Bitcoin. Okay. It tells you the minimum. The minimum is 10 gigahashes. So once you get to 10, it'll buy you a new contract. And as these contracts keep getting purchased,
So roughly I'm at like 1/20th.
You're at 40% of 1 terahertz.
1/20th or so.
1/20th of what?
Well, you said they have 10.
No. I said that 10 was the minimum
Right.
contract you can buy. So you have 40, which is 4 tens, 0.3. So you're going in the wrong direction. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is your gigahertz. See how it's at 10 right now?
Oh, so I'm actually like 4 times over.
Yes.
Oh, well, even better.
Big, different picture, huh? Now you feel better? You're not 1/20th? I didn't think you'd like that 1/20th. So basically every time you have a couple of bucks, which is going to be every day now, it's going to go up by a minimum of this. Okay? And then this 10 gets added to this, so they'll make it 0.44 and then 0.45 and whatever. Okay? So over time this will be going up, and so will your daily profit. Okay? All right. Does that make it clear? All right.
I'm going to start looking at votes.
Okay. Say goodbye to your viewers, and we'll move on.
Ciao, viewers.